Here we go. All right, you guys. So welcome. April 8th to Team Rock Hard Body Zoom call. We are going to start having these on in the evening time, 5:30, 8:30 Eastern time. So then that way people that are working can make it, and hopefully we can get people that are maybe making dinner or whatnot on the call as well, maybe hooked up to their telephone or whatnot. So really, I want to have this be like a round table. Bring your questions to the table. This is a time for our team to just mastermind and work together, problem solve, ask questions. I'll share rank advancements. And if you guys have shout outs for your coaches, because I don't get to see all of that in my downline, we'll do some recognition and some shout outs. So I know this past week, I want to give Brandy a big shout out. She hit Emerald. And then Jess Telesti hit Diamond, which is huge. She is working on not having to go back to work. She's almost 3 months pregnant. So busting her cheeks for that one. And then we have I think a few other rank advancements in the downline. Is anybody on the call that has had some coaches have rank advancements this week?
We haven't had any coaches.
They want to share? No? And then the other thing is too, you guys, I want to recognize all of you guys for hitting Success Club. Our Success Club leaderboard is just growing immensely. And you know, it's not even just Success Club 5. If you look at it, our Success Club 10 banner is probably half of Success Club 5. So it's huge. That's awesome. And it looked like tonight, for a couple topics that I brought up, a lot of people wanted help and guidance with inviting and building relationships. Does that sound good? Are you guys needing help with that? Yeah? Okay. Do you guys have any questions before we kind of dive in and get started? Anybody have upfront questions? Nada? Okay. So for me, what I want to share on this process of building relationships and inviting is it's all about being authentic and sharing your journey. So I know I was actually just listening back to the recording of the men's call that you guys had done. And I think, Justin, you were the one that brought up, like, be authentic, be yourself. When you're copying and pasting somebody else's post or somebody else's sample invite, it might not sound like it's from you. So really think about who your target market is. And sometimes we don't always know when we first get started coaching. We just get out there and we do it. And that's fantastic. I always had that fake it till you make it attitude when I first started, because I had not a clue what I was doing. And we didn't have all of these scripts and ideas like we have now. So use all of this as ideas moving forward. And when you're looking at sample invites and using those, think about and tweak little things to make it sound like you. One thing I like to work with my new coaches on is, I like to give them sample invites so they have an idea of how to put value into a challenge group invite or to a coach invite. And then I say, take this and make it your own and send it back to me so I can look at it and maybe give you some suggestions, or maybe it's awesome. And I would join your challenge group. But I'm also going to give you constructive criticism of, what does it sound like to me? So it's an outsider reading your invite. And what does that sound like to me? And how would I kind of change that? So do that to your personally sponsored coaches. Or if you're struggling, do that with your coach. Send them your sample invite, because so often one invite might work for a while and then it's like dead in the water. Or maybe your first invite totally sucks and you're like, nobody is saying yes to it. There's something wrong with that. You guys, at the end of the day, it's all a numbers game. In the amount of people you invite, because you are looking for those people that are ready. Not everybody is ready right now. But you think about, if you invite 30 people and it takes you 10 people to get a yes on average, you need to invite 30 people in order to hit Success Club. So kind of back that up and reverse engineer. What does your invite need to look like? For me, I highly suggest putting yourself in that invite. Share what the product know, number one, let me back up. Know, number one, what you're inviting to and your start date. Um, Number two, put yourself in the invite. Share what this has done for you. And then number three, invite them to this opportunity and paint the vision for them. People purchase from you because of you, and they want to know what you can do for them. Otherwise, they're going to go buy from an infomercial or they're going to buy from somewhere else. But you have to put the value in yourself and in the challenge group, because that's really what we're inviting them to, right? So have those things be in your invite. Have them short and sweet, and have that first initial invite be something that's so capturing that they want more information. And there was some invite I was looking for, I couldn't find it yet, to post publicly on your page. And it was something like, do you have 10 to 15 pounds to lose? Would you benefit from simple nutrition, easy fitness, and awesome accountability and support? It was like some tagline. I'll look for it and post it. But I've posted it many times, and I used it last year a lot. And I always filled my challenge group and got Success Club from it, Success Club 10, from posting that. And then what I would do is on my Facebook page, I would be sharing little testimonials of little snippets of what people shared in the challenge group. Or I would say, oh my gosh, one of my clients lost 7 pounds and 6 inches just in the first 2 weeks of the 21-day fix. It's totally mind blowing. And just sharing those little tidbits capture people's interest. When you first start off coaching, it takes a long time of consistency for people to see what you're doing and to trust that your coaching is working, and to see what you're doing for your people. So when you can share those little tidbits, people want to be a part of that. They see that you helping coach other people is working. And so all of those no's that you hear, they're going to start coming back to you and be interested. So make sure that your first initial invite has a little bit of you in it, of what the products are doing for you. If you don't have a story, like I said at the beginning, I was faking it till I made it. I had no product experience whatsoever, and I shared my coach's story. And I would just share like 1 or 2 sentences of that and engage in something, make it sound very exciting, what I was going to do for them, and ask them if that was something they would be interested in joining me in on. And have that determined personality. Go for no or go for yes. You're going for no and looking for those yeses. So like I said, make it a numbers game and reverse it. Don't get all crazy and freak out on yourself. So many people have this major freak out after they've invited, say, 15 people and they've heard no, because that's really hard to hear when you first start coaching. Be consistent and just invite. If your invite's not working, change it and make it sound more exciting. Put yourself in it a little more and put more belief in them. Engage more with that invite. Have that first invite be short and sweet and to the point, and get them to just want more information. Capture them in that very first invite. And then from there, over invite. Like before your challenge group starts, the 2 weeks before, you should be over inviting to try to fill your challenge group. And then for me, I still consistently keep the invites going, but I'm not inviting 5 or 10 people a day. I'm inviting probably 2 or 3 people a day. Now, as far as the building relationships go, a lot of times people are like, gosh, who do I invite? To be honest with you, I think I had like 400 friends on my Facebook page. And guess what? I started off with my friends and my family and the people that I knew. And then I just had that I don't give a damn attitude. And I went through and I would look at like 10 people's Facebook pages and maybe comment or engage and see what they had going on. And I'd message them and say, hey, Susie, I have not talked to you in for so long. It looks like you're super busy running Billy around to soccer, and your kids are adorable. And, it looks like that you work full time. Is that true? And I would engage in like one question. And if I didn't hear back from her within like 24 or 48 hours, I'd message her back and say, I totally don't know if this is something for you, and I would copy and paste my invite. And so I would take the time to conversate with her and try to build that relationship first, in that message. And then I knew I could go right into the invite and have, it be a little more enticing, I guess. Um, and if she ignored me, if she didn't answer me, I would follow up with her. I know you're probably super busy. I totally understand. Just wanted to check back in and see if you got my message. I don't know if this is something you're interested in, but I'd love to have you join me. You look like you're somebody really into health and fitness, and so am I. And I'd love to have an accountability partner if that's something you're interested in. So don't overthink your invites. Um, Make it sound like something that's from your heart and something that you're passionate about, and what can you offer them, and engage with them and go from there and let it all just work itself out. The more you could be interested in them, the more you're going to capture them. If you sound interesting, they're out the door. They don't really care about you. They want to talk about themselves. So keep them engaged and sharing what their goals are. Why do they want to lose 50 pounds? How would that make them feel? Have they been 50 pounds lighter before? What did they do when they were 50 pounds lighter? How did they keep that weight off? Or what did they do to lose that weight? What worked for them? What do they struggle with their nutrition? These are simple questions that can really help target what their interest is and what they struggle most with. And for me, I always find that the 21-day fix fits everybody. That's why for me, I lead with that program. Um, and I know earlier, on the mastermind call that we did, somebody had said that, um, when the price went up to 160, they really struggled selling the challenge pack versus 140. But do you know whose fault that is? And whose issue that is yours. If that's you, it's your mindset, because you truly feel like that $20 is the deal breaker on somebody's 10 or 15 pounds lost with doing that program. Do you think that they care about paying $20 difference to increase their energy and to lose that weight and to feel better? $20, isn't that significant, of a difference. And really, you have to see the value in it and know that it's worth far more than $160. So really put the value in. And when you get cost objection, it's because you kind of come off generally it's because you come off as unsure. So think about this. I was a personal trainer and a nutritionist before. Personal training for 10 sessions was $400. And we live in a small town, so $40 a session, that was really cheap. You didn't get any nutrition help. And we would meet 2 to 3 times a week. So on a really good time, you were meeting for 5 weeks, twice a week. Do you think people had the weight loss results in meeting twice a week at the gym with no nutrition guidance that someone doing the 21-day fix and drinking Shakeology? Not even close. Not even close. And they spent over double the money. Now, and they didn't get to keep it either. Plus, they're still paying a gym membership. So think about that when you are talking about a challenge pack. Put the value in what they are getting out of this. People learn how to eat properly and effectively for them with the 21-day fix. It's only 21 days. Plus, they get 1 meal a day for 30 days. And then they get to keep the program on top of that and continue their journey without having to pay extra money unless they want Shakeology. Okay? So think about that when you are working with somebody and helping them and listening to what their health and fitness goals are. Transition and place that challenge pack in such a way the objection of cost is not even an issue. That they feel like they can't even live without this, because they're going to feel so amazing, have so much confidence and so much energy at the end of 21 days that value is nothing. The $160 is nothing. Okay? And even people that are super broke and they have no money, when you place the value of what this can do for them, they will come up with that $160 like that. I had a lady go return all of her pop cans and empty her piggy bank, no joke, to buy the 21-day fix challenge pack, and it was not on sale. So when people have no money and they are broke, there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Same with coaching. If you truly are in this and want to make this business work for you, do not stop inviting. This is an action-based business. So you can learn, take 10 or 15 minutes to learn the business in the back office, but take action. If you're not taking action, your business is not going to grow. So take action. Get fired up, be passionate, and invite. I cannot overemphasize. Don't overcomplicate this, you guys. Emerald is super easy. Sign your spouse up or significant other and grab your best friend, your mom, your brother, your sister, whoever. Sign them up as a discount coach or sign your challenger up as a discount coach. You have Emerald. It's that simple. Don't overcomplicate this. Focus on just one or two things and focus on moving forward, inviting and building emeralds, or inviting, hitting Success Club, and just duplicating. So keep this business simple. This business is built on the 3 vital behaviors for a reason. Every conference you go to, every meeting you go to, Super Saturday, Summit, Leadership, they're going to talk to you about the 3 vital behaviors so you're blue in the face. And it's true. 4 years later, I've done my fair share of overcomplicating things, and it's all about the vital behaviors. Bottom line, if you want this business to move faster for you, do more of those 3 things. Put yourself out there, get uncomfortable, and get vulnerable. Your business is not going to grow inside your little bubble, inside your comfort zone. Step out. Is it comfortable to post your post-pregnancy picture at your most vulnerable state? Hell no. But you know what? You do it because you have tons of mamas on your page that are watching you, right? Show them your journey. Show them your transformation, and they will want to be a part of it. Get vulnerable. That is where your success is right outside that comfort zone. If you're afraid to invite and you're an introvert, fantastic. Hide behind your computer screen. That's the nice part about building your business on social media. But if you're not posting and sharing your journey, your business is not going to flourish. Get out of your comfort zone. Be yourself. Be authentic. Be real. And share your success. Share your vulnerability. Share your failures. And be proud of those. We all fail. Move forward and find a way that you can rock and roll in a direction that's going to drive you forward to your business. And if number one, you are not motivated to get out of your comfort zone and to just invite anybody and everybody and figure out how you can help them, you, number one, truly have to believe that you have something for everybody as a Beachbody coach. You can help somebody improve their health and fitness, their finances, give them more time with their family, give them more opportunity. Think about this. I had somebody that they could not have children at all. Do you want to know what Beachbody is doing for them? Paying for their fertility. It gives me the chills. You know, we struggled with getting pregnant with Rudy for 4 years. And we were blessed with already having Gracie. But fertility is super expensive. You know, to know that this business is paying for their fertility to be able to have children, do you think that she's just going to move slowly with this business? Probably not, because she wants a baby more than she even cares about getting uncomfortable. So I've no doubt in my mind she's going to blow this thing up and get so uncomfortable because she's got her eyes on a little baby. That's pretty amazing. So figure out why you're here, what you're doing. And is your why big enough to just invite 10 people a day? Is it big enough to overcome an objection? Are you embarrassed or ashamed to reach out to Susie that was the popular girl in high school 20 years later? No. Who cares? Susie's going to want to be part of your team in about a year after she watches you, right? She's going to see what you're doing with this business. Don't be afraid. If I could give you any recommendations, invite anybody and everybody to this business. Let them be the ones to say no. Let them be the ones to turn you down. And you know what? When they see you're consistent a year from today, they're going to join you. They're going to want to be on your team, and they're going to want to be a part of this amazing company. But it's your self-doubt that is going to shine through to other people if you don't get set in your mind right now and today. So I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. If you don't listen to those national wake-up calls, make that a non-negotiable. The last like 6 national wake-up calls have blown my mind. And you are not only going to learn about the 3 vital behaviors, but I think, Deanna, you're the one that shared about, was it November 18th, I think, 2013, you talked about Scotty Hobbs.
Scotty Hobbs, yeah.
So Deanna went back and listened to the national wake-up calls. I did that same thing when I first started coaching because you learn so many tips. So November 18th, 2013, Scotty Hobbs did a call, and she said it was literally like start to finish of how he invites somebody. Those are great nuggets to take away. Implement some of that into your business. You can even go back through those national wake-up calls and look at the titles and figure out what is it that you need help with. And listen to the ones that are titled in that area that you need guidance. If you're struggling with self-confidence, there's a lot of self-confidence ones. If you're struggling with rejection, there's a 10 from rejection. And the thing I love about the national wake-up calls, they're in the same position we are. They're coaches that have struggled greatly, and they've overcome their struggles and are having success. So learn from them, duplicate. If you're clueless on what to post on Facebook, for me, I was following top coaches, and I would get ideas from them and use those and make them my own. Take little things and put them into my life and make it a post for me. And I slowly kind of found who I was. That was a great way for me. I wasn't duplicating somebody else. I wasn't being somebody else, but I was like, oh yeah, that's happened to me. Yeah, I do that on a daily basis, but I wouldn't think about sharing it. So following other people in this business that are similar to you, or they have similar interests or lifestyle, then follow them and get ideas from them. Be motivational and share, share, share. When you are working with people and you're posting on Facebook, you should be providing content for them and be sharing 90% of the time, adding value to somebody's life. And then in return, if somebody is reaching out to you, then you can share something or you can post something, or 10% of that time warrants then a public Facebook invite for coaching or for your challenge group. But be giving and be of service to people on Facebook. Be inspiring, be motivational. What works for you? So I suggest to your invites, to kind of wrap it up, make sure you're providing them enough value in that first initial invite that they are going to want more information on your challenge group. Make it exciting. If it's not working after you invite 40 or 50 people, switch up your invite, because usually you should probably hear a yes after that many. Sometimes it does take new coaches 30 or 40 invites. But put yourself out there. Know this business isn't going to fail you. It is your mindset that gives up before anything else. So stay focused on the 3 vital behaviors. Focus on building those relationships and getting out of your comfort zone and inviting and talking to people that you don't talk to on a regular basis that are your Facebook friends. So start there. Focus on that for the week and try to have a goal to invite 5 people a day this week. Have a goal to really push April out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. Push yourself a little more. If you hit Success Club 5, go for Success Club 10. If you're a brand new coach, you've never hit Success Club, shoot for Success Club 5. If you're not Emerald, get to Emerald. And don't overthink it. Sign discount coaches up. Sign people up for the discount. I posted a great invite of Liz Nowicki had posted. I share that with all my coaches. I still use it. And that's how I sign up discount coaches all the time. So that's kind of my tidbits on the invite process. Building relationships is just to not overcomplicate it. Be yourself. Fail forward and learn from your mistakes. And if you get somebody reject you, whoops, change things up and don't do that one again. just have that attitude. Who cares? Like, bring on the no's, because I know there's people out there that have the yeses. And just have that kind of let it roll off your shoulder attitude, and know that what you have is something awesome. And you want to find people that are like you and that are motivated. Um, so keep pushing, stay focused, you guys. We are leaving for Cancun on Sunday, so I'll kind of be MIA next week. I'll be posting a bunch of pictures. I'm so excited. And if you guys want to be on that trip, next year is Jamaica and Haiti. So make sure you get on the waiting list. It's a cruise to Jamaica and Haiti. Um, so get on the waiting list, and you can go in the online office. And I think under news, it's under events, I think, Success Club. You guys, we've never missed a Success Club trip, and they've blown my mind every single year. We take our kids too. This year we're taking my parents, and then my sister is a coach too, and she's going. So it's like a family reunion. So anyways, thank you so much for taking time out of your night. Do you guys have questions or anything to add to? Any recommendations?
Yeah, actually, I do have a quick question. Well, actually, I have a quick kind of speaking to what you were talking about with the, just invite people like you know what I mean? Or like, getting out of your comfort zone and kind of talking to people on, being authentic and, going after people like you, and gets back to that whole knowing your market thing. But it was interesting. I've heard that recently a lot, and I've tried to put that into practice. I kind of focus on that a bit. But the funny thing is, just today, out of nowhere, I had a client that I've never spoke to on Facebook. She's just a client of mine at my salon. And she contacted me. She's like, hey, she knows that I've climbed Mount Hood. She's like, hey, me and some of my friends want to climb South Sister next year, or this coming summer. And we're wanting to know, since you know about this, if you could train us and get us ready for it. And then, give us any information regarding it. I'm like, so random, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I'm putting them right into a challenge group. We're going to, I don't know how many of them there are. I asked her a few questions, but she's like, we'll totally pay you for it and everything. We just, we need somebody to get us ready for it. And I was like, that's exactly what people are talking about. Like, that's exactly it. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's one of my, one of my hobbies. And it's like, just mentioning that I did that, and that she knows that, we've talked about coaching before. That was all it took.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, nugget in the back of her head. She never said anything about it, and all of a sudden it just comes out of nowhere. And I think I talked to her once about it, but it was just, I got, I was like, okay, that's clicking. That's kind of starting to make sense.
Yeah.
The one kind of question I actually have though is, I'm doing really well at forming people.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm getting stuck on the form is, I'm great when I'll ask them about their family, and then I'll ask them about their occupation, and I'm waiting for them to kind of ask me. And when they ask me like, oh, how have you been? What are you doing? And I tell them, quick, oh man, I started coaching fitness. It's amazing. I love it. I'll throw that out there, waiting for them to ask me a question about it. Because if they don't ask me a question about the coaching, I don't really know. I haven't figured out yet a smooth way to transition into that conversation without it sounding like I'm trying to sell them something, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have if that's happening with you, if you've got like a kind of a man down. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, sorry. I just went here. I don't know if you have like a, not necessarily a script, but, a way to kind of transfer that over to them, or transfer that.
You bet. Yeah, no, I think that's a great question. So, are you talking to them about fitness or about coaching?
So a little bit about both, right? So basically it would go something along the lines of, how have you been? Long time no talk. How's work? And then, oh, everything's great. Da, 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 da. I'm over here at this work, this job. What have you been up to? Oh, I'm still doing hair, but, my wife and I started fitness coaching. It's been absolutely amazing. Best decision I've ever made. We love it. We help people meet their goals. It's super rewarding, and then we'll kind of go on, ask them another question. And then sometimes they'll lead back with, oh, that's awesome. Tell me about this fitness coaching. I'm actually needing some help in that area. And then it's easy. But if they just ignore it completely and we go on to family and recreation, then I'm kind of like, okay, now where do I throw that, that back into the conversation without sounding like I'm just pushing it?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. So my opinion on that is, they already know what you do. So they already know you're interested in fitness and you're naturally a coach. And they know that by now. So if they ignore that and they don't bring it back or ask you a question about it, then when you go on to, before you go on to your recreation or whatever your next, family or form message is, I would just say, do you have a health and fitness routine yourself?
Huh?
And so then you can kind of have that idea. So you kind of get the ball rolling in the direction of what their fitness is. If they say like, oh no, I don't work out, or just say, awesome, do you play any activities or have any recreational activities that you do for fun that keep you active and fit? Because you look like you're more of a fit individual. So you're kind of then that inquiry, you're almost taking that part of forming and diving even deeper into it. And I would almost say, because they don't bring it back to you and directly ask, they're kind of hiding something. They're afraid. There's a fear of like, oh shit, I don't want to ask him, more about fitness coaching because I don't have any fitness and I'm kind of embarrassed to say that. So you stopping and taking the interest, like, hey, wait a minute. Do you have a fitness routine that you're doing? Just be passionate, be interested in them, and engage in more questions in them. And I guarantee you that you're going to find out that most people are hiding. They're hiding and they're embarrassed that they don't work out. They want to. They want to have more energy. They want to feel good, but they don't even know where to begin, or they don't have the motivation. There's nobody to support them. So it's a perfect opportunity just to jump in there and say, hey, do you do anything for your fitness? I didn't start working out until XYZ, but oh my gosh, these in-home workouts are kicking my butt. What do you do?
Great. I like that.
Oh shoot, I do nothing. Oh my God. Let me hook you up.
Oh shoot, I do nothing.
Yeah.
I love that.
And you can kind of make it lighthearted and fun. Like, you could totally say, and I could totally see you saying something like, oh, totally, I can't do P90X or P90X3. There's all these like crazy moves in there, but you know what? I can sure do Insanity and jump all around the living room and, or something like that. Or, I mean, look at Deanna's, transformation with Pio. You have perfect opportunity to, go both ways with fitness.
Yeah.
It could be something long and lean, and less to no impact, or it could be something totally crazy for all those people that need, I always call them the ADD workouts, that are like totally intense and crazy. So I would just jump right into that. Like, hey, do you have a fitness routine you're doing? What do you do for your workouts? Oh, I don't work out.
Yeah.
Well, I figured so because you didn't talk about it.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like that a lot.
don't over I mean, everything I've learned is don't overthink it. Go with your gut. And if you see the reaction, or if you hear the reaction of like, oh, like silence or something, say something like, hey, I didn't work out for X amount of years, or I just kind of started getting into fitness myself in the last 10 years, but oh my gosh, it's really increased my energy. And I noticed that I'm just so much more aware. And I feel amazing. Have you ever worked out before? Doesn't have to be right now. And talk more about that, because like I said, more than likely they're afraid. They're afraid of getting started because they're afraid they can't do it.
I like that. That's good. That's because I think, and it's funny as you're saying that, what it's actually resonating with me is the idea that, yeah, it's completely your own, it's my own personal like mindset limiting mindset that puts that on to people. I think, like
Yeah.
as you say that, I'm like, yeah, if I don't overthink it and I just ask them, like, just talk like I'm talking to a normal person and
Yeah.
not like into my head about it, then that seems like a very natural, of course, you know what I mean? Like that's exactly what I would say to a client, you know what I mean? That's walking in, that I'm just saying I'm not really thinking about it and we're just chatting, But for whatever reason, the minute it hits online and I have the mindset that I'm selling something here, that's my goal, all of a sudden now it's like, no, now it just goes wrong. And I'm like, well, I don't want to sound like this. And I start thinking too into it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
This is, it kind of goes along with this, but it's a different situation. When I promote my like page, and then I friend request people that like that page that look like they're similar to me, it's a great way that I've built my pipeline, right? Well, I try not to friend other Beachbody coaches, because I don't want to fill up my personal page with Beachbody coaches, let alone Beachbody coaches that aren't on our team. So occasionally, though, people don't have that they're a Beachbody coach. And so I send my message and they'll respond back. And like 2 or 3 messages in, they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's why I signed up as a Beachbody coach. I'm like, what?
Wow.
They're a Beachbody coach? Like, I didn't even know that. But you know what? I could choose to either be like, oh, I can't talk to you anymore because you're a Beachbody coach. Or you know what? I can figure out what makes them move and tick. And I can get some tips from them and maybe share a couple tips. And I've learned a lot of great things from those random conversations that I did not mean to friend requests. And you know what? You have that same opportunity with that invite. When it comes to that and they don't inquire more, that's your opportunity to engage a little more, to ask questions and to dig deeper. And it might be kind of uncomfortable because, like, for me, I'm a Beachbody coach. So why would I ask, oh, well, what's working for you? I mean, that's, kind of weird, but kind of not. I mean, it's a normal question. But again, I could get in my own head and be like, I don't need to ask her what she's doing. Like, I don't even know why I friend requested her.
Yeah.
Or I could just dive in and be like, man, I don't care that she's only been a coach for 4 or 5 months. Like, what is it that she's interested in? What makes her tick? What's giving her success? We can all learn from everybody. So take the time to be interested in maybe a fitness routine that they have and just jump into asking questions, because quite often you could easily get them interested in a program or Shakeology or challenge pack.
Very true. I like that.
Does anybody else have any questions or any shares of like different invites that work really well for them? I know we're over our 30 minutes and I'm not even halfway done with my E&E because I'm talking so much. So I'll post. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Somebody was going to talk. No? Anybody? No. So I'm going to go through and see if I can find that post, the challenge group post for publicly posting about the, do you have 10 or 15 pounds to lose? I'll see if I can find that and post that. Otherwise, you guys really look over Liz Nowicki's verbiage for signing up discount coaches. And for me, I'm going to repeat this again. Do not overthink Emerald. Do not overthink Diamond. Those rank advancements are all you. It's all what you want to do with this business. Emerald is your spouse and somebody else is a discount coach or a significant other or 2 discount coaches. Diamond, stop and think about this. 8 coaches. One of those is your spouse or significant other or a family member. Then you need 7 discount coaches. You guys, if you're hitting Success Club each month, that could be 2 months of discount coaches, right? Then you can plug in and turn your spouse or, whoever your family member is, if you sign them up, discount coaches. You only need 1 builder, 1 person to sign up 2 discount coaches. Don't overthink this. It is so easy and it's all you. So what are you going to do about it? Figure out in your mindset why you're here in this business and focus on the 3 vital behaviors and go above and beyond on those 3, depending on how bad you want this business. We all have different goals. We all have different things that make us move and shake. But you know what? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not stopping. I'm not giving up. I'm not putting this on cruise control. And I keep pushing forward. And if something's not working for me, I tweak it and I change it. But I don't give up. This business is not going to fail on you. So if you have sample invites that are working for you, fantastic. We could create like a file in the file section and have like an ongoing, like, oh gosh, mine's not working. I'm going to try Susie's. Tweak it to make it your own. Think about who you're inviting. What can you do to provide value to them and send it off? Keep it simple and keep it intriguing. Make them want to learn more about your challenge group from that first invite. So thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will see you in 2 weeks and hopefully nice and tan.
Enjoy your trip.
Thank you. Awesome, you guys. Take care.
Have fun.